Hello, Mechwarriors, and welcome to the Mech Bay, where we fix your mech and fix your game. What's going on, Mechwarriors? I'm your host, Josh. I've got my co-host, Lord Master Denim, in the hot seat.
Howdy, howdy.
And crawling out of the paint bay and covered in butter, we've got Dustin.
Woo! I just found the bottom of my third Tim Beaky Dark. I'm ready to roll.
And we are the Mech Bay Podcast, your number one source for all things casual, competitive, tabletop Battletech. And today, because it's December, we all got our Spotify Wrapped. So today we're going to talk about it. Our top 5 artists, top 5 bands. Because, you know what? Battletech was good last year, but I think this is going to be a music podcast from now on. Hold up. No, we're doing the Battletech Wrapped. So if Battletech and tabletop wargaming could do a recap of your year and how many sad emo songs you listen to that people, don't want to know you listen to.
All the sad emo songs.
All your sad Midwest emo songs. But yeah, so we're going to talk about that. But before we dive into our personal wraps, we're going to talk about some hobby news, hobby progress, games played, and some fan mail. All right, so first off, we got Battletech news, and I think we're just going to roll out with the big one first. We got a big old coupon, boys. My favorite thing. Now tell me I read it right. There were no fine prints on this. It's 25% off from the CGL web store until January 2nd from 12/16. It's 2 days ago, right?
I have already taken advantage of it.
That's everything, not just PDFs or whatever? Because you can buy force packs.
It was on a Lance pack that I bought. So
nice.
Yeah.
That's 25% is 1/4. That's great.
Yeah.
buy 4 lances, get one, or buy 3. Wait, I'm bad at that math. I'm not at work right now.
I can only count up to 12. 2d6. So.
How many stars equals the same value as a lance?
Now, okay, so you said fine print. If you go to their store right now, there is a big alert that pops up, and it says that their warehouse will no longer process orders until January 2nd, but you take a free 25% off of any order of $50 or more.
Okay, so there's a price limit. So once you hit 50, then you get 25% off.
Right. I did that like without blinking. So yeah, I got the 25.
In this economy, it's easy to spend 50 C-bills, homie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I knew there was something and I couldn't remember. And I was like,
dude, no. I got the Karita mug to go with my Smoked Jaguar mug because those things came out. I got a bunch of stuff.
Nice.
All right. Denim, are you allowed to say what you bought from the CGL web store?
I just did my Karita mug.
Oh, that's above 50?
Well, it's 40. You add that with everything else that I got. Oh, no, you can't know everything.
Oh.
Some of it's top secret.
Look, just give me the card control access and I can check your banking history. It's that easy.
Yeah.
Dustin, what about you? Anything on the web store you looking at?
Nothing on the web store. I got a ton of bird mechs in my backlog, so talk about that in the hobby progress, but no new things because one of my New Year's resolutions is going to be oddly similar. How did that happen to last year's?
For me, probably nothing. I'm gonna hold myself to that right now.
There's a lot of exciting things happening after
the
Kickstarter. So
but I have zero self-control. So
you're special. Also, I see the board behind you in our webcam. You're a collector, so
I am. I am. I got to catch them all.
Yeah, gotta catch them all.
I just gotta.
All right, but that's enough for web store news. We've got in other not as expensive product. We've got Shrapnel 15, the double issue out.
It is so good.
I like double issues because usually that means we can read it for book club. So. That'll be in the queue somewhere in the coming months.
It's a good one for it.
That's too big. It's too big.
No, man. So you give me a book with 400 pages and I'm like, ooh, that's a big book. You give me 12 stories inside of a 400 page book and I'm like, easy.
Yeah.
I can read that in 2 weeks. No big
My
deal.
brother and Blake, those are called
Can
chapters.
you cut my pizza into 4 slices? Because I can't eat 8 slices,
I
says
can't.
Dustin.
I can't eat 8 slices of pizza, but 12 slices of pizza, I can. I used to work at a pizza place. People would ask how many slices. Like, bro, as many as you want. It was Papa Murphy's. You cut it yourself. Anyways, how many slices in a large, bro? Sorry.
All right.
Well,
The
Shrapnel
anthologies-
15 is 432 pages.
It'll
the
be
cover.
easy. Just for
Cut
some
that
reason.
elephant in whatever way you want.
Yeah.
I do love the art for that. Those sweet Kellhounds on the front. Tell me
Yeah.
those are the
cover.
which red and black faction is on the front of my shrapnel.
I mean,
list
look,
here?
it's got that Griffin with the LRM-20 on it. It's got the Crusader.
Shrapnel
It's
15.
fantastic.
Excellent artwork as always.
All right. Yeah. So I guess if people are wanting to read, I guess if you're trapped at the in-laws or parents or in the car on your drives for this Christmas season, you can crack that open or digitally,
Yeah.
right click
What-
open, right?
Yeah, because it comes on print on demand. It has PDF and it has the EPUB for your Kindle.
Okay. I will take issue with this double-sized issue like sticker on the front of it. It's
Yeah.
very like 80s, mid 90s, like tacky.
Dude, Battletech 80s tacky.
I know.
We love it
Yeah.
for it.
Right.
It speaks to
even-
me.
Know your target audience, Dustin.
That's right.
All right. What else we got? In the back to physical world form, we have plastic map scale dropships, arriving in pictures form. So we're seeing those for the first time.
Yeah, they look good.
They look
They
good.
do.
Which
Well,
one is
yeah.
that one? I already skimmed over the name. I just saw dropship.
Yeah, no, they've got the Overlord, the Union, and the Clan Overlord. No, the
You
Clan.
have
Union. the Clan
the
Overlord.
company size, the battalion size, and the trinary size, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
And these
those
are-
three.
Map scale, because if they were mech scale, that would be all you got in your palette from the Kickstarter.
That'd be a big box.
Big bucks.
Big old boxes. All right.
Yeah, the base
and-
should cover like 7 hexes.
I mean, I'm down for that. I just need an objective.
They'll do great for that. Yeah.
All right. And the last thing, which technically we got was kind of like released on the forums, but I don't consider that a real place.
It's a fake place. This isn't. It's not 1998. That's a fake place.
Yeah, the Battletech forums is not where I want to go for my news. Like,
Oh God. I get it. I know. I'm sorry, but anyways,
But we saw our Mech Commander's Handbook preview. They linked their, like, I want to say rough draft section, kind of. It's a not final. It's a version 2 preview, blah,
Yeah.
blah, .pdf, do not delete kind of thing.
Trying to give people an idea of what to expect in this. And I thought they did a pretty good job with that.
Yeah. So we kind of mentioned the Mech Commander's Handbook last time. The deeper, like, what it is it is intended to be a 1-part small-scale campaign book, 1-part overview of warfare and tactics, and that is both the in-universe warfare and the tabletop, how to play them, like tactics
nice.
that the factions would do. And the other part would be a guide to the product line and force building. So, like, for newer players, like, hey, buy this pack. These mechs are going to be more traditionally used for your stuff. And hey, here's how you put them together for forces in these, eras that we're doing. And they're doing early Succession War all the way to Ill Clan.
Mm.
They're not like
It's
they're not like separating it into like 10-year gaps. They're like big faction eras, like nothing's really changing, and then moving to the next one.
It's like if you took campaign operations and squished it together with First Strike. Because First Strike desperately needs a...
Dinner,
Nobody
what
knows
is
what
First
First
Strike?
Strike is.
What is that?
It was the best. I mean, it's what you just said. Like it goes over warfare tactics. It goes over, here is a mech. This is a striker mech. Striker roles are this. This is how you want to use that. If you're going to make a campaign or a mission, here are the things to think about to build a mission, and here's how to balance it. I don't remember if BV1 was even a thing yet. So
Really?
yeah. It was old, but it was fantastic. The problem was there's like 4 maps, so all of their missions had the same maps.
Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, this has got an old cover.
Oh, it's fantastic. It is good. It was good,
but you can't buy it, so we're going to move on.
I am.
You can buy it PDF on Catalyst.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
they
25% off.
Yeah,
you heard it here first.
But if the Mech Commander's Handbook is revamping that and fluffing it out, and I'm so excited for it.
Yeah.
Now there's a lot on that, like XOTL, Zodal, Zodal,
Xtol?
Xtol. There we go.
The letters are in the wrong order for Xtol.
It's like Ztol with an X.
I rearrange letters at will all the time. So that wouldn't mean I called Delvinstone for a long time. Anyways.
I think I just took that as like, oh, that's how it's pronounced based on how Dustin's pronouncing it. Okay.
Dustin is wrong. Default.
How did you pronounce that one mech we were telling you from the Arthurian knights, Sir Gawain?
Didn't I say Gawain? 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 No, Gawain's the right way, right? Gawain. Yeah, I know. People's skin is crawling. Listen, man, if we just put accents on our vowels, English, or just, had one alphabet letter for each vowel pronunciation, we'd be easy. But it's not.
Like, why are there 5-letter words when we haven't used all the 4-letter combinations yet?
Anyways,
I hate both.
So let's cut this tangent right now before Josh's head explodes.
Yeah, so there's goals for this product. Shockingly,
goals. Ooh, tell me about the goals, Josh.
The 2 goals that really stood out to me were provide a guide to mech-based force building for that era, aka I don't want to say pre-built like lances stars, but that's roughly what it is. Like, here is the bog standard what your Merrick clan invasion lance would look like.
Yeah,
based on that, they are all roughly supposed to be like, for that time era, all of the factions, like their lances and whatnot, are supposed to be roughly equivalent. Like, they'll have like the regular 4 or 5, and then like the balanced like 3-4, 2-3, like the improved gunnery, piloting, extra bonus. So like they all kind of can mush together with the clan stuff. So I think that's really cool. It's like, oh, this is our first way of getting like armies of renown kind of things. Like, this is what you just pull out of the box and can use, and what's been pre-chosen for you.
It's a great product for me. Like, when I started in 2018, and I found the random access tables that were written up by Xtol, Xlotl, whatever, and they were a reference for me for like 2 years. It's great. So having an official, like, beautiful with the artwork and all that other stuff, formatted beautifully, it'll be great. Great product.
Yeah, I'm very excited about this.
The one part that because it has like, quote, recommended BVs for each era's like lances and stuff to be built to. So like all of them kind of match that. They also have rarities for the mechs. Like, this mech is going to be iconic for your faction. So you get like 0 to 1 of those in your, pre-assigned lances or forces. But they do put the footnote there. This book does not in any way signify a change on the part of CGL towards how the game is supposed to be played. AKA, these are just example BVs for each era, and not you are only allowed to play this BV.
Or having guardrails for when you start is great, because we're all going to explore the game system, the mechanics and the engine when we get bored with like the bog standard. But having a place to start, especially for newer players, is great. It's just good. Especially if you're in a place all by yourself and you're trying to get your friends into it, and you're like, how many BV do I play? What kind of lances do these different forces use? Having a reference saves a lot of headache.
There is a lot of information out there, like a whole lot.
Always good to have places to start.
So I'm excited for that. I think that's 3rd quarter.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So we got to wait a while for that, but I'll be excited.
Yeah.
All right. Any other news?
I don't think so.
Hobby progress. Okay. What have I done? I haven't done really any painting. It's still in that weird between Thanksgiving and Christmas where I get like nothing done. And I'd like to think the wargaming community just kind of collectively.
Not only do you have the holidays, you have post Southern Assault. It's like December is break time. Okay, we had Southern Assault. We got holidays. It's time to take a break.
And for those who can see my camera, my whole desk that had all my painting stuff is just got a monitor on there. I cleaned it all off. I packed it all up. I'm moving, so it's all in boxes. I will be painting no mechs until at least February.
It's the first time you've moved your webcam. That's the Twilight Zone corner of your office.
I only thought he lived in a corner. Like, yeah.
Yeah, no, this whole office is mine. The whole thing.
Incredible.
For my hobby, for non-painting hobby progress, I've done no buying because you can't buy for yourself, between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Blasphemy. I absolutely can. And did.
But no, I did some trading. I've traded some mechs that I don't really play with to
blasphemy. Play with them all.
I'm holding my tongue. There's a difference between me and Denim. The difference is I take out of a lance, I will take 3 different things every game. Denim will change one thing every game.
Yeah. It's got tweaking.
So I go through like my entire cabinet of stuff, 3 times faster than he does.
When we get to games played down there, we'll see why.
Okay. Anyways, so I traded my mongoose and a wolfhound for a longbow because I'm like, I've got multiple wolfhounds from multiple packs. I got the wolfhound 2C, and I don't want to do I prefer the gunslinger mongoose, but
I was gonna say you've probably got 7 black knights and 5 mongooses.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't need a plastic mongoose when I prefer the gunslinger metal mongoose. Yeah, it's already painted. I'm just like, I'm not using it. Here you go. So that's that. I did some rearranging and assigned mechs to new factions because new year, new faction. That's right, boys.
Ooh. Do we have to wait? Are you going to make us wait?
Yeah, I'm going to make y'all wait.
All right.
Yeah. Y'all don't deserve that. But it's be fun. I'm excited for that one.
Nice.
I think the Kickstarter mechs are going to slot into that a lot better than like Comstar or Word of Blake. So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I keep getting told, pick an Interspheres faction. Pick an Intersphere faction. I'm like, is Comstar Word of Intersphere? And they're like, no, it's not. I'm like, fine, whatever. But yeah. So that's my hobby progress. Dustin, what about you?
I assembled bird mechs. I am trying to remember all the names of the different bird mechs. So,
okay, when you say bird mechs, there's like, wolf players joke about like wolf mechs because there's all of them. But when you say bird mechs, you have to define because there is the purple bird aesthetic faction. There's the green
only
bird
one of
faction.
the factions. Green bird faction has actual literal bird mechs, aka mechs with wings. Are there 2?
Raven with the Raven
Alliance? Do they?
Yeah, they got
Yeah.
little wings.
Little wings. All right.
They don't have
faction of big wings. Big wings.
So this is model wise. Give me the bird mech. Which bird mech? The actual bird mech.
So I purchased next year's faction. I'm going to try out some Jade Falcons. I'm going to try to remember their names. I bought a Flamberge. Flamberge? Is that how you say that? Flamberge. I assembled that.
On today's episode, we grill Dustin on his pronunciations.
Assembled and primed.
Not the Flameburger.
You want to call it a shriek or a shrike?
It's a shrike because that's the name. That's the way it's spelled.
Okay. I was calling it Shrike. 95 ton.
I before E, except after C.
We got...
Except in all the cases where it's not.
I think this is a Gear Falcon. No, wait. It's not a Gear Falcon.
It's a Jade Hawk.
Is it Jade Hawk? Okay, see, man, I'm...
On our audio-only format, I'm watching Dustin
This is a Jade
mechs.
Falcon. I think this is the Jade Phoenix. There's a Jade Falcon, a Jade Phoenix. There's a... Yeah, man, it's rough. Do you say Onger or Onager? Onger? Another assault mech with wings. Little tiny wings. This one's got little wings, not big wings.
Baby wings.
They're just for mating.
Wings.
There's... Bro, I don't even remember the name of this one. This is the new sculpt from Ironwind Metals. It's not the Butcher Bird because that one doesn't have a sculpt yet. It's bigger than that.
I want to say that's the Jade Hawk.
It might be the Jade Hawk because the big boy is the Jade Phoenix.
Nope. I was right on the first one. This one's the new Ill Clan one.
Yeah. Jade Hawk I actually forgot to buy, I think. The Jade Hawk is really iconic and I need to get one.
Only Dustin would ruin,
No, the Jade. I have a Jade Hawk. I just assembled it. That's this one. See, to the Jade Hawk. See, anyways,
that's the Jade Phoenix, the like stubby wing one, the one wing big guy. That's the brand new
Jade
one.
Phoenix is the big one. Yeah. No, but this is a big boy, Jade Phoenix, little boy. It's I don't remember what it's called. Whatever.
Hero Falcon.
Gear Falcon.
Hero.
Oh, Hero Falcon. Hero Falcon.
Hero Falcon.
Whatever. Either way,
Yeah.
I got.
So you bought every bird falcon.
I'm going with the wing mech.
That's what he said. Like he wrote it on there.
I know, but then he went through and he's like, I don't know what this one is, and we're all like,
they're bird mechs.
As
Come
neurodivergent Battletech players we are, we're like, I have to identify this. My nerd card depends on it.
Here's an ocelot, not necessarily a Jade Falcon mech, but it is in that area in the Dark Ages, so it has wings too. I'm gonna throw it in there. I'm testing out some color schemes. I even put mech. I tried tonight. I was painting up a little bit of Val Galaxy, or it's Jade Falcon red mechs. Just paint the Jade Falcons green. I'm gonna try green next. I'll paint it red and white. It'll be cool. I'll be edgy. No, that's Draconis Combine. Just green.
They're so Christmassy.
Yeah. So anyways, that was my hobby progress. Some assembling of purchases from Southern Assault. So there you go. So
I have to ask, just because, did you decide to start doing Jade Falcons because our friend of the podcast, Sol Roth, played Jade Falcons at Southern Assault and won best overall?
No.
He did clean house as the most humble of all Jade Falcons.
No, I just wanted, I like the one thing out of the clicky tech is the Draconis Combine and the Jade Falcons. I think that's really it. Have a very stylized clan or faction silhouette.
No, I agree.
I wanted to do the bird mechs. I wanted to try them out too. I've never played with Jade Falcon mechs, so they've got a lot of unique partial wing.
Jump strong.
Jump strong. So I wanted to try them out and paint them. I'm going to try blue Jade Falcons too, which is very not canon, but some blue with magenta highlights. We'll see if it works out.
My brother and Blake, that's just Merrick.
Blue? No, Merrick is purple. What's blue? Davian / Steiner? I don't know. Anyways.
Look, anyone can be any color. We've already.
It is true. It is true. I know. But if you put red Jade Falcon mechs on the board, let's be real, people can be confused. So what is this? Is this captured Jade Falcon mechs from the Draconis Combine? That's no, it's Row Galaxy. No, Row is blue and gray. I think it's Val Galaxy. Anyways, let's get out of the quagmire that is Dustin Hobby Progress this week. Please save me. Somebody else talk.
There's only one more, and that's Denim. Denim, how much hobby progress have you gotten done?
I packed up a bunch of stuff. So packing is progress.
Yeah.
Because I did. I packed up a bunch of stuff because I'm moving. So it's all in boxes. I'm not painting anything for the next couple months. So if you're going to play me and I've got new mechs, they're going to be primer gray.
You moving to the inner sphere or out of the inner sphere?
I am moving laterally in the inner sphere.
All right.
From house to house, literally.
House to house, yeah.
Yes. Well, from a rental to one that I will own.
So a merc unit to a literal house unit.
Well, no, it's a rental house.
I know. I'm making the joke. Joke.
Right. Okay. Then yes, whatever you said. Absolutely.
I'm not trying to divulge your economic, situation here. I'm just so you're going from the merc, the contract re-sign every year to a house unit of,
I see what you're doing and I agree with you.
Thank you. Yes. Josh tries. He pays attention to things we say. God. But yeah, no, that's a lot of not hobby progress, but we appreciate your efforts anyway, sir.
I mean, I'm still out there on Tuesdays. I'm still running campaign days. I'm just not doing any personal painting. So, if I go through withdrawal, I'll just borrow paints at the store and paint there.
Yeah. Did you say Tuesday? Does that segue into games played?
It does segue into games played.
Wow. who play games?
I play games.
Tell me about your games, Josh.
I will tell you about my games. I got 2 games in since the last episode.
Oh, damn. All right.
Yeah, I got, wait for it, an Alpha Strike game in. This was a impromptu, like, hey, does anyone want to play Alpha Strike? And I was like, I will play Alpha Strike, even though I legally am not required to during months that aren't Alpha Strike tournaments. What?
Usually Josh only plays Alpha Strike in October, but
it's true, though. It's true. But yeah, so I played, they were like, yeah, let's just do an all mech list. Like, I just want to get in, roll dice, and get out. And I was like, I love that. It's just going to be like, throw it together.
Oh, Dustin, you weren't there. It happened to be like a day that I was supposed to have a demo game, so I set up the table using a bunch of the Gale Force 9 stuff, and the table looked really pretty. And the guy never showed up, so Josh comes in. And he's like, "Oh, I want to play some Alpha Strike." I'm like, "Fine, here, I set this table up for you. Look at that."
Blake provides, man. Blake provides. And you never saw that man again. That man was just me asking you to set up my table.
It was Josh with a fake mustache over top of his real mustache. Yeah.
How'd the game go? How was it? How was all mechs?
It was all mechs. I played Matt and his roughly just Intersphere house. I can't really remember which faction. Like, we weren't even like doing anything weird. I brought like Clan Invasion to like late Jihad, Comstar, Word of Blake stuff, but like nothing like C3I or weird. Just like, hey, they had this variant, and it's like, okay, cool. Like, there was no really advanced tech or anything there. It was just like, oh, I would like to run my brand new Excalibur in the preparation for getting a plastic Excalibur. It's like a Highlander, like a Royal one, Comstar Archer. So it was a lot of weird, fun stuff. I will say, like, my one like thing that I tweaked that whole 375 list to was I wanted every unit I had to have indirect fire 1 at minimum.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, I was like, because we have had a whole big discussions about artillery after Southern Assault. And like Aaron Cahill was like, it's weird seeing that, artillery's replaced indirect fire. And I kind of wanted to like, okay, let's reverse this. Let's go all indirect fire. And, I didn't set up the table, so there wasn't like a whole bunch of line of sight blocking terrain for me to like really just hunker down and like roll single pairs of dice. But like for 1 or 2 turns, it was like, hey, I have a Mercury, I have an Oscout. Like, they run up and they're just like, I see a unit. And it's like, cool. Everything on my table gets to roll at least 1 pair of dice against this unit. And I was like, that felt kind of good. That like, all I needed was line of sight. And the Mercury, if it walked, like, it was +0, but if the Oscout jumped, it was +2 to all that fire. So it was like, all right, what do I want to do? And he learned pretty early on, kill the spotting units.
Yes. Swat those flies. We also played with standard multiple attack roll crits. If I roll, 6 pairs of dice, any of those pairs could be a 12. Like, this was rule book Alpha Strike without any. Yeah, completely different than what we're used to. So it wasn't like a Southern Assault 375. It was like a by the book 375.
It was by the book, no faction abilities or anything like that, or lance abilities. Like, it was just 375 points and multiple attack rules, like, by the book. So there were like, definitely in the first turn, like, out of the 8 shots, there were 5 12s.
Ooh.
Just because, like, hey, I need an 11 to hit, so this 12 hits. Oh, so that's an automatic crit. Like, that felt different.
Yeah.
But it didn't feel like insanely bad. I will say, just because things that we're being shot at, we're getting crits on, and we're just dying, like, I'd say 10-15% faster than they would have died already.
Yeah.
So at that point, like, okay, we're still doing multiple attack roll. We're still rolling the bucket. We're still getting crits. Things are just getting damaged faster. Like, it wasn't crazy. Like, I still had something die to an internal structure crit. Like, that just happened to have, the 12, and then he did one, and it was a 2, and it's like, oh, but these are in structure crits. They aren't like
they weren't
the natural 12. They aren't, they aren't natural 12s. There was that. The highlights of that game were he had a Marauder 2. I death from above my Oscout on an 8 up to hit that, and did like a weapon hit, which was pretty awesome considering the Oscout has no guns. It's like, okay, this is all you can do, and it's like crunch. And the other thing was, my Spectre, my little scout mech, just like rolling, getting that 12 on like his. It had just gotten into internal structure, and for me to roll that 12 to just kill a battle master was really dope. Like I was like, look, man, that was structure crit. That's legal. That's by the book. So that was good. That was like I said, fast. It was in and out 2 hours. It was wonderful. So that kind of reinforced my opinions on the multiple attack rolls normal crit. Have you guys ever just done that way and thought about it?
Before I played Southern Assault. So I think one or two of the practice games I played with other people and with you, we might have done every 12 crits, and it's critty, but everybody gets extra crits. So
yeah, it's like it's not hurting you. Oh, I could see like, it's weighted to whoever has more dice, but I'm like,
you throw more dice, you do more
just
damage.
throw more dice.
That's
then
pretty standard. Yeah.
I mean, in Classic, if your mech has more guns, you're going to get more crits.
More chances.
This is how it works.
Yeah.
I just need more, and I need more luck. Yeah. Then I had a quick Classic game against Kurt. He's
Kurt
back in the hobby.
back?
I know.
Somebody dug him out of the 30K hole.
The 30K hole.
Yeah.
It hurts because it's really true.
Awesome.
But yeah, so that was a quick Classic game. That went well. What did I have? I took a Legacy 1. I took a Gurkha. I took a Kintaro. I took the Excalibur, which I think you picked out the Rack 5 variant for me, Denim, because I was like, which of these do I pick? And you were like, you've never racked before. Rack it.
I saw you jam that sucker. So
I'm a UAC man.
Racks are so much better than UACs.
As Blake
so much
intended.
better.
After getting over my hatred of UACs, I've learned to accept the UAC. And now I hate the Rack. And I will talk about it. I'll talk about it. Yeah, you're already
Talk about it.
And so I had my Lance. I put the Legacy as a 3/4 and everyone else is 4/4. And then I ran 2 XCT wheeled infantry or mechanized infantry. So they've got the damage divisor 2, which I thought was really cool.
Bro, what the hell is that?
So you hit them with a machine gun. Essentially, it does half damage.
Oh,
so like they roll like they're 2d6. You roll an 8.
Mm-hmm.
It counts as 4.
Oh, wow.
So it's like, hey, my infantry like it doesn't die immediately to like machine guns.
Yeah.
And he took. Oh, what did he take? He took his dragon. He took his catapult. He took Axeman and an archer and 2 vedettes. Vedettes or scorpions. One of those 2 tanks.
Okay.
And this was a crazy game because like it went wild. Like I definitely thought I was on the back burner just because like I had like the Gurkha was fast, but it was also like he was getting more shots on me early until my Legacy finally got into like midfield. We played objectives. I'll put that out. We played with objectives, 2 in the middle, 1 in each of our like backfields. So like it wasn't just brawl and kill. So we were like holding field. I rolled those Legacy shots, and every time I was rapid firing my UAC 10s back shots.
Wow.
I was like, yeah.
And they connected?
They connected every time. Nice. I was like, if I'm firing, it's hitting, and it's hitting with
rolling
both.
8 up.
Yeah.
Nice.
There was one part where his dragon, he's using the like custom, the free Rasselhog Republic dragon with a hatchet that he loves. He loves that. He's got it modeled up. It's his favorite.
Fantastic. Yeah. I'm a fan.
He hits the Gurkha dead center in the chest with the hatchet, doesn't kill it. Then he realizes, this was my one chance. So now I'm going to run back and help out my Axeman against the Legacy and Kintaro. Gurkha just runs around with his archer, which is just, firing long range, shoots all of its lasers in the back, stabs the sword through his rear CT, crits his engine. Whoa. He falls down from the damage. And I'm like, well, crap. I wanted to like do more to you in your rear CT, and now you're on the ground. This is worse for me. So then I abandoned. The Legacy turns around and just puts 4 UAC 10 shots into the dragon as it's coming back to him. It was insane. That game ended with me on my 3 objectives. The Excalibur completely being terrible. Like, I do not, the rack is not fun for me. I just accept it. I got to do mental
math. That
math.
could be why I like it so much.
The Legacy has just completely demolished the Axeman. the Axeman has failed to like do any. It's like it's gotten 2 AC-20 shots, but it's hit the most armored locations possible. And it's like, okay, he jumps. He had a 4-up to kick me for the last one, missed that, and he was like, yeah, that's over. His dragon gets behind the Kintaro. I shoot it with the Legacy on that turn. I get like 2 crits on the leg. It's still standing though. The Kintaro puts its one arm behind it, fires an SRM6, gets the crit in the leg, rolls the 12, just immediately blows it off.
Leg gone.
Yeah.
Nice.
So his hatchet dragon is legged. His Axeman is missing the axe. It's just a man, just promoted to man.
Just man.
No axe, only man. And has whiffed like its one chance to like do good. And yeah, so he was like, yeah, I think we're going to call this. As his archer's just barely standing back up with an engine hit as well.
Oy, rough.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a great game for him to get reintroduced into Battletech. I will say I did not C3I any of my mechs in that. Even though I think all of them could have been. I just decided to upgrade skills, and I think that was a better like game experience for me and him.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got my 2 games then. I'm happy about that. Dustin, what about you?
Yeah, mine will be real quick. I have a game planned for tomorrow with Kurt.
Nice.
Back from the K-hole.
Back from the K-hole.
So we recently in book club read A Question of Survival with Jade Falcons versus Bears, and I just built a bunch of bird mechs, and we're going to do a narrative battle, so it'll be weird and funny. We're going to kind of redo a little bit of a star on star from the Trial of Possession in that book.
Ooh.
So I've got a lot of 5-6 clan assault mechs.
Oh.
Yeah, it's going to be weird.
Wait,
and
what?
You're just
yeah,
not going to hit with anything, and you're going to fall
That
down
is the
all
plan.
the time.
yeah. And then I've got the Khan, Ji Chisu, and his I'm going to have to proxy the Flamberge. I think he's in a higher Falcon or whatever. A Gear Falcon, higher Falcon, whatever.
There's 2 different mechs.
The Gear Falcon. It's the Gear Falcon, not the higher Falcon. Chisu is in the Gear Falcon. It's on the cover. See? It's Gear Falcon. God, let me.
Also a 4-5 or a 5-6?
No, he's a 2-3.
Okay, good.
He's
At
Khan.
least you got-
He's Khan.
At least you've got one mech warrior out there.
Yep. Emilio Hall or Ji Chisu. Chistu? No, it's Chistu. Offers, I'm probably still mispronouncing it, offers a duel. So I'll do that. We'll see how it goes. It'll be fun. Narrative, shake the rust off.
Hey, I'll be there. I'll be watching.
Hey,
I'll
I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, you will.
If any Jade Falcon players would like to audition for the command seat of Dustin, you can email us at the mechbaypodcast@gmail.com.
So that my games played is I'm going to play a game tomorrow. I've been, I haven't really played much since Southern Assault. Not because I'm burned out. It's been busy.
What is it? December was a busy year.
Yeah. It was. You know, my significant other has some time off, so I'm going to be able to hit up the local game store. So very excited about that. I've got like 2 games planned in the next couple of weeks. So we get to go. How about you, Denham?
I got games played. I had a really good one against one of the regulars at the store named Thomas.
Nice.
And he had 3 clan mechs against my Inner Sphere Lance. So it was 3v4, but the BV was like within 0.02 of each other. Like it was super close BV.
Were you playing a
difference
7500?
Yes, 7500.
Okay.
The difference is that he seemed to only be able to roll 2s and 12s.
Oh.
Yeah, he was getting tack after tack after tack. My Shadowhawk went down with 4 SRMs to the head, and then he went unconscious and fell down for a fifth pilot damage. My Spider had a headshot. Like everybody had headshots. Everybody.
Okay.
And the attacks were just nonstop. Turn 2, my Guillotine got a leg crit, and he's supposed to be in everybody's face. He never made it to half map. Like he couldn't run, he couldn't jump without like needing a 10 on his PSR. Yeah.
Was this Ill Clan?
Yeah.
Okay. The Guillotine, that's a new variation on your Ill Clan list. I've played this list before. Okay.
It was nice. Had that ERPPC with the capacitor, a couple light PPCs. Okay. And it had like no XL and a bunch of armor. So it was supposed to get up there and get in everyone's face. Never made it.
Rough.
It was a fantastic game though. I had a ton of fun.
All the highlights, all the endorphins, all the
Like
crazy
I say,
rolls.
I don't care whose mechs are blowing up as long as someone's mechs are blowing up, and they were mine.
I
It
came
was
here to
awesome.
blow mechs up. I don't care
That's
who's
right.
mechs.
I mean, all my pilots lived. Just they're going to be in the hospital for a while.
That needs to be like who has the most insurance payouts for that game.
Yeah.
Like that's okay. Nobody died. Okay, whose insurance pays out the most? Whose premium goes up next game? Healthcare's great, isn't it, folks?
I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I live in America.
We're gonna birdwalk this for which inner sphere house do you think has the best healthcare?
Huh?
Your house, huh?
I mean,
Or faction.
Comstar.
Let's just go faction. Let's just go
Is
faction.
it a faction? I think just the clans. The clans, all their bionic stuff and their replacements, they're patching people up.
The clans absolutely do not pay for healthcare. It's a warrior has been damaged. We will make
Fix them
we will
up.
make that warrior combat
Highest
ready
cast.
again. Yes, yeah. It doesn't matter the cost, and they're not trying to make it pretty, except for a couple of clans. You know, like
All right.
they don't normally care about how you look. It's how combat effective are you after this. Yeah, absolutely. They've got the best healthcare.
I'll tell you who has the worst is the Free Worlds League. See, not liking implants is just a propaganda thing to keep healthcare costs down. There you go.
Yeah. But they've got that secret cost because they'll clone you at the drop of a hat.
That's true. That's true.
Who's that? You're
It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about the damage. We already have your replacement. He's right over there.
That's right.
yeah. The Dustin, the cooler Dustin. No, I would have to go with either Comstar / Word of Blake or the
Yeah,
clans
yeah.
because like Comstar is just going to be like, yo, we got cybernetic implants for free. You just got to sign up for free. They're the cyberpunk healthcare versus the armed forces healthcare.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that birdwalk's done. All right, let's move on to some fan mail.
All right.
Yeah. All right, Carl Eastman writes, been listening and enjoying your show. Keep up the great work.
Thank
When
you.
it comes to chaos campaigns, do you guys use some kind of mission randomizer to determine mission objectives and rewards?
No, I just come up with it like 2 weeks before we do our game. So I would love to come up with something more random. I will probably have to at some point. But no, the chaos campaign stuff if we're talking about my campaign system, I write those. I think the ones we've done at the store, like pickup games, I think there have been a roll off where, we just have a table. It would be like roll a D6 and whatever number comes up, that's the mission from this book that we're going to do. And I've done that from the Tukiyid book, just picking out for some of those random ones.
Once you get a stable of missions written up, it's very easy to assign a number on a D6 or D12 or 2D6, not 2D6 because that's on a bell curve, but you get the gist. So yeah, once you start, I write my lists, they're in Google Docs, they're already there. So I will D3 it oftentimes. If I got 3 missions for that I'm like playtesting or running for a tournament coming up, I'll ask my opponent if they want to run D3 on a set of missions or if they have a mission in mind. But yeah, I'll just kind of generate that randomly for sure. Definitely randomizer. Dice is the randomizer.
And this is when I do unfortunately, I have no creativity when it comes to missions and such. So I'm normally just like, are we killing each other? No. Cool. Here's the 3 objectives. Like, that's it. Like, those are the only 2 things I know.
Take them home.
King of the Hill? What's that? Is that a new variant of a mission? No. We all historically know how good Josh is at the 3 objective games. Like, it's not good.
Give Josh how many objectives? An odd number of objectives.
Give him 4. He's the greatest warrior you've never known. Give him 3 to 5. Give him 1 that's called King of the Hill. Somehow he's good at that. Except this year, I was not good at that. Yeah, no. And he also writes in your first custom mech post, there was talk of an optimal engine spreadsheet. How would one get said sheet? I will send it to you, but if you are just a random listener, Denim.
Yeah, so we actually have that on the Discord in the Ask the Podcasters channel. I will relabel it and post it up there. But that was created by a friend of the show, Dan Hazlitt. I still use it to this day.
Nice. There it is.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it's the bottom pin message in the Ask the Podcasters channel in our Discord.
Cool. All right. That's it for hobby news, hobby progress, games played, and fan mail. Anything else? Or we want to take a quick break and then unwrap our Battletech Wrapped.
That's right. Let's get some commercials in. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Hi, it's Vince with VibroChop. You're going to be in a great mood all day chopping your problems away with the VibroChop. Now look, your home planet gets invaded. My home planet gets invaded. It's a real problem. A big clan elemental enters your house. What are you going to do? Stab it with a knife? Get real. Shoot it with a bullet? That bounces right off. Worthless. Now look, with the VibroChop, one chop goes right through that armor. Two chops, that limb comes off. 5 seconds, it looks like coleslaw. It's so easy, I could do this all day. Your grandma could do it. Kids could do it. The reason you're going to chop away all day is it's so easy to clean. 1, 2, and the blade pops right out to clean. Now these other ones you've seen in the stores, hard gel, gets in the handle. All the stores have this. You can't clean it. You can't open this up. It's worthless. Forget about it. The VibroChop sells for $299.95, but if you call now for the next 20 minutes, because you know we can't do this all day, you get another one absolutely free. That's 2 for $299.95. Order today.
All right, and we are back. And today we're talking about our totally not sponsored by Spotify, our Battletech Wrapped, which is, quote, a celebration of the real, the realer, and the realist tabletop moments that defined our year. I was like, yeah, that's a good way to ring out 2023. We spent a lot of money on Kickstarter stuff, but it didn't arrive yet. So we're all putting that on hold for next year where we all get kickstarting again.
Just hopes and dreams.
Yeah. So I try to do like this good of a conversion of the Spotify Wrapped into the Battletech Wrapped without wrapping.
Wrap it up.
I'm old, so I'm unfamiliar with all of this Spotify rap nonsense.
Oh my gosh. Did them. So you take the vinyl.
You add it all up.
You add it all up. You see which vinyl you liked the most, and then which section of the record it played the most.
Yeah, which vinyl did you have to buy more than once that year?
Yeah, because you wear it out.
You wear it out.
Those tracks out.
See, I didn't listen to vinyl, but I know that they wore out.
I do briefly remember a YouTube Rewind or something like that. Is that anything like this?
It's roughly the same, but the YouTube Rewind is worse because it's not personalized to you.
Yeah.
The YouTube Rewind is just YouTube's year in review, not, Fartmaster 69's, YouTube profile.
Because it was funny like the first 2 times, and then it just got bad.
Sad. Because they just took the average, and the average is not funny. Yeah, Spotify's just like, hey, you paid for this. Like, here's what you're listening to. Oh man, it's that song I played on repeat 2,000 times. Yeah, That's perfect sense.
I was in such a dark time when I was doing that. Now I feel depressed again. Yeah, that sounds great.
So I was like, let's do that for Battletech. All right.
Let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up. All right. So I started off with the numerics, the analytics, the data stuff. Number 1, your reveal is how many games did you play in 2023 of tabletop Battletech? Technically, see, there we go. I'm not even going to count tabletop Battletech. I'm going to count Battletech.
Battletech in general?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't do that Mega Mech.
Yeah. You don't do that Mega Mech? I'll go first. I played 29 tournament games this year.
Yeesh.
I did.
Not 29 tournaments. 29
Not 29
games.
Tournaments. 29 games at tournaments.
Individual games, yeah.
I did the Southern Assault, which we just recently covered. I did the Triangle Tournament. That was another one. I did the MRC's Mega Mech Tournament. I can't remember that. Okay, yeah, right? Hey, if I had to be in my chair for like a solid 2 hours, unable to get up, I'm counting it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Counts.
I got my list bounced back. They were like, this is illegal. I was like, God, Blake, damn you. So, and then we had four technical tournaments at Adepticon itself.
Oh, okay.
That was a rough, and I'm trying to add up the hours.
You did that to yourself, so I don't want to hear about that. Was rough, Mister.
You learned a lesson.
I would never do it again. How about that?
That's a good start. Yeah.
Josh learned for everyone. I suffered so others may not. So that's tournament games. Then I played 18 pickup and campaign games, as far as I can tell. That's with a 70% success rate on getting out to the game store. So
okay.
I'd say that's pretty good. What's 29 plus 18? Mr. Magic Math, 47. So I'm almost hitting one per week if you add tournaments in.
Nice.
We're going to go to Denim because I feel like he knows
70 games.
Yeah, we're now. He didn't write his numbers down, by the way, everyone, so we can guess in real time.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Price or Right style. I'm going to go with 80.
Okay. All right.
I got 4, I think.
4 games?
4 Alpha Strike games.
Okay.
I think I enjoyed them, all the ones I played. Classic, though, I mean, yeah, if we're counting Mega Mech and stuff, it's let's see.
It counts. We just went over that.
Yeah, well, like campaign day, I run 3 games a day for each of those campaign days.
Oh yeah.
I have done 2, sometimes 3 games at a time on a Tuesday if we had blind boxes until we ran out of the blind boxes. Adding all of that up, just under 120 games.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I knew it was a lot, but I'd forgotten that. Oh no.
True heavyweight.
Every campaign day, so one Saturday a month, he gets 3 games in.
Yeah, and then I get 2 to 3 games in, 1 to 3 games in every Tuesday. And then that's just the stuff at Hangar 18, and I still do Mega Mech, and I still do games at home. Those are classic. So yeah, 4 Alpha Strike and just under 120 classic. Yeah, I get a couple games in.
Bro, do you even know what reps are?
Yeah, Josh's 18 pickup and campaign games.
That's probably on the low end. The takeaway that I want right now is, hey, all my listeners, just keep a record, just little Google sheet, and just hey, to date, and did I play a game? Just keep a record, and at the end of the year, when someone calls you out on a random Discord, and it's you don't get any games in, you can be how many games did you get in? This is how many I got. Yeah, here's my receipt. So yeah, that's what this is.
What you, Dustin? Put us to shame.
Oh, I'm not going to do that. It looks like I have about, what did I write down? 12-ish Alpha Strike and 8-ish classic Battletech games this year. Most of my classic games are relegated to playtesting. The time I do get to play classic, I usually, because I get so few games, I'm let's playtest a mission. So I got some of those in this year. I got 6 games of Alpha Strike in at Southern Assault. As always, 1 practice game this year for Southern Assault, 1 list test. And I ran a lot of Alpha Strike intro games.
You did.
I did. So it's a slow year this year. It was a busy year for family life, so.
Hey, I mean, averaged 1 a month. So that's not horrible.
Yeah. And I did, I think maybe 4 or 5 games were stolen by Infinity this year. So I could have gotten more, but
that's okay. Cheating on
next year.
The wife game is, we don't hate it here. I guess that's all I can say. It's we don't encourage it, but
distance makes the heart fonder or something like that,
But then I added in, I was okay, that's games, but not everyone is a gamer. We are the tabletop gaming podcast, but that's not all we do. So I was let's calculate total hours of Battletech. And I was
I know Denham's got 1,000 hours maybe this year.
I just wrote down millions because we've got the campaign, which I even when I'm not running the campaign, because I am there for 11 hours on campaign day.
Really?
But there's still the preparation. There's still the creating the missions. There's still the setting up the forces, my Tuesday night games, my just all the stuff that I do with it. It's when am I not thinking or doing something Battletech related? So all the hours.
I was just doing rough numbers there in 2.5 hours per game kind of, and I'm already up to 650 hours.
Right.
With your planning and prepping, and you're running 11 11
Millions.
hours on, and there's one of those a month, right? So 12 of those. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're in the 600 to 700 hour.
That's just
range.
from that. That's not even like the other stuff. Like I did the WWE. That was quite a few numbers in there. I did a bunch of stuff for your campaign. I mean, your tournament.
Yes, you did.
There's like I'm adding all of that stuff in there too. Yeah.
Yeah. You probably hit close to 1,000 hours in BattleTech this year.
Easily.
And this is why tabletop wargamers cannot, bill their hours to any job.
Truly Blake amongst Mechwarriors here.
Yeah. I did some rough, napkin math. I was like 140 hours of games, classic Novice Strike, so just mixed in. Probably the same, if not a little bit more in just painting. So I was going to go with like 180 hours in painting. Because I've painted stuff for units that I haven't even thrown on the table. Like I planned on taking them. It was just like, nope, I'm not taking this to an event or to the table. So like, yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm in the 300. And we're not even going to get into like how much I'm just thinking about BattleTech. And we're definitely not going to get into how many hours editing this podcast.
Oh,
that counts
hours.
though. But the reading, I just noticed that you put down reading, Dustin. I didn't even calculate a single book, and I've read plenty.
You've read a lot this year. Yeah.
So
push that into like 1,200, 1,300 hours.
Easy. What am I doing with my life, man? What am I doing?
Right.
BattleTech. That's what you're doing.
All right, the Battletech Wrapped, 100% chance of causing you depression.
No, I'm enjoying it thoroughly.
Yeah, so I did some napkin math too. I guess I put in about 84 hours-ish reading. I'm not a fast reader. Call it 50 hours playing, 50 hours recording, and I think I did a commercial or two this year. And I do book clubs. Those take a little over an hour, so 14-ish hours of book club, and maybe 40, 50 hours of painting. So that puts me around the 250 mark this year in BattleTech. So I'd like to do more next year. Hopefully I get some more time.
Are you counting your tournament? Because that was a lot of hours.
Oh, no, I didn't. That was add another 40 hours. That was about 40 hours worth of planning, preparing, and running. So
add a work week to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really, at least a work week.
You're pushing up to the 300 plus as well.
Okay. All right.
You're a real BattleTech person. Don't try to dismiss yourself.
All right. I'm not fake. I'm real.
That's the rough one. I was like, let's just get that one out early.
Hold on. So between all of us, are we pushing like 1,800 hours of BattleTech stuff?
We'll get I'll get you all stopwatches for
next year.
Next year we can all total, and it's like total amount of time that the MechBay podcast talked about BattleTech this year.
Too much.
Then I was like, okay, what would be the top artist? And I was like, let's do top mech of our 2023. And I thought about it, and I was like, I don't want to admit this. I really don't. But then I did the math, and I was like, it's gone.
It's in every list.
It's in every list. Yeah. It's ran in 3 different tournaments. It's ran in multiple Alpha Strike things and classic things. And it's the Scout.
Somebody's got a scout.
Somebody's got a scout, and I might as well just get the dedicated scout mech.
You got to put the work in, man. Like it's a thing.
It's
that
an
needs
8
to be
gunnery,
done.
1 piloting scout. Yeah.
Look, the TO, he raised his eyebrow, and I was like, hey man, you didn't specify
You didn't
a limit.
specify.
It's like, I'm sorry, the mech with no gun is a perfect pilot. Still fails its kicks.
Ah, jeez.
I was like, why? What's even the point, man? What is even the point?
Why roll?
Why even roll? But yeah, so I was like, I took an Scout to 2 Adepticon tournaments. I took it to the Triangle tournament, and I've taken it to multiple, like just regular classic or Alpha Strike intro games. Like it was very hard not to take it at Southern Assault. I thought really hard, but I was like, yeah.
You took it in our
I took it in our practice game.
Yeah, you did.
I was
Almost
thinking about it.
I know.
It did make the final cut, and it was only because, hey, you've taken this to 3 other tournaments.
Yeah.
Retire already. He didn't hear no bell.
That's right.
So I'm ashamed, but it's like, yeah, the Scout's probably the number 1 mech used of this year. What about you guys, Dustin?
Mine's not that exciting. The 011 is just so good. It got another year's worth of use.
Is that the King Crab?
Yeah.
If you didn't pick that one, I was gonna.
You're gonna call me out.
Call you back.
Yeah.
I would absolutely.
That's why I had to get Bird Mechs this year. I just have to get away from the 011. It's like, it's the best. I'm the best.
Reliable.
For real. I didn't want to put it down because I'm kind of ashamed, but here we are, 2022 and 23. The King Crab 011 winning my heart, but I'm ready to move on.
Your composite structure heart.
It's just a crab that runs up to 8. Be still my heart
Till it breaks. Till it don't run.
That's right. Never failed a mass roll on that bad boy. I have rolled 5s on that too.
Is that a mask or supercharger? It's a supercharger, right?
I want to say it's mask.
It's supercharger.
Is it? I should know this.
You should know this.
Well, if he never failed it, it never mattered.
The joke is that an Alpha Strike, he doesn't need to roll it.
That's true. I do run it in Classic. All my Classic lists this year, it was in there.
Because I'm pretty sure that in our blind box game, I had to run it because you printed it out, Denim, and it was a supercharger, and I failed it like the second roll.
Oh yeah, it is a supercharger because he critted. He got 2 engine crits immediately. It was fantastic. It was funny.
Sarna doesn't have an answer, so
no, we just like it was in one of the blind box games.
I logicked it.
Definitely
definitely
a
supercharger.
wrong,
so
default is Dustin is wrong. Do not trust.
That's
deny.
Right.
All right. No, it's still a good King Crab.
He's a good boy.
He was
still my favorite this year.
Denim, what about you? What is your top mech of the year? I have a feeling of what it is.
I think you'd be wrong.
Oh, really? It's not that Shadowhawk?
Dude, I wanted to do a Shadowhawk so bad. I did. Because I enjoy it, but it's not the one I used the most. Because like
it's a supercharger. I checked the record sheet.
Yeah. But it's like Josh says, like when I play him in our pickup games, I use a very similar lance. Mm-hmm. And we'll get to that because I'm sure we'll cover top lance somewhere. But that's just a small fraction of the games I play.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Such a small drop in the bucket of the games that I play. It just happens to be that's one of my top 7,500 lists. So I grab it when I play against Josh more often than not. But I would say that the one that I enjoy, I wanted to make it the Shadowhawk 5D because it's got like the 2 medium lasers, the Rack 5, and that SRM4 streak. It's lovely. It does like 48 damage potentially. But I actually use the Rifleman 8D more. It goes 4.64, so it jumps, and it has 2 Rack 5s, and it has done the work in the games that I have played.
Really?
It can get up onto taller places. It just finds a nice little spot, and then it just opens up. Each gun averages like three hits when it hits, so that's 30 points of damage, and it can go up to if I happen to go with all 6, that's a lot. 6 times
60.
6
if you hit with if you roll high on the cluster chart.
Yeah.
And connect.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Like 60 points of damage and that's just the racks and not even the medium lasers and stuff.
Oh.
And people underestimate it because they see a rifleman and then it opens up and it's got almost max armor. So it's just good. Yeah, it's just good. I like it.
But aesthetically, you're not using the 8D model.
No.
Well, no, I don't have an 8D model. Luckily, I don't have to have one. I would love to.
Luckily, I don't have to use that abomination.
Luckily, BattleTech is not a WYSIWYG game.
No,
so,
I know.
Yes, but I will definitely take one of my many riflemen and put some rack arms on there and make my own. It'll be cool. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Rifleman 8D as my favorite mech I used this year.
Sounds good. All right, so that's our like top one of the year. Mm-hmm. What are any new mechs or units that we've fallen in love with this year?
Who wrote "Oh God" on the notes?
That's me, and you want to know why? Because I was like, any new units that you fell in love with? It's like I didn't go into 2023 planning to be the proto mech dude.
Yeah.
Nobody expects to fall in love with those little guys.
Oh, I don't think Josh loves them. I think he just feels like he feels an obligation to play them because he has so many.
You do have a lot of them.
I have a lot of them. I probably have the most of them now.
You put them on the table before you bought a grab bag full of them. So,
I mean, my policy is if I'm talking about it on the show, I have to put it on the table. Like Mega Mech doesn't like I'm not
Doesn't
learning.
count. Yeah.
I'm not learning enough to talk about. So I was like, I'll buy a point of Protomechs to field, to learn, and then to talk about. And I was like, oh, these aren't terrible, but I don't love them either. Then it was like, no, Josh, you're doing it wrong. You need 5 of the same thing. You need multiple units of 5.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, and I'm doing that, and then like, just they're too many. It's great. And the bog standard rock is fun.
This is a medium laser one.
Just the medium laser,
ER medium laser. So you got some range on it, and it's 585, so it's got mobility too.
Oh, really?
It's fantastic.
That's nice.
It
medium
is
laser on 585.
Yeah,
that's the one that looks like a bird, right? He's got a little bird face.
Yeah, that or the Minotaur.
Minotaur is it's got the horns.
2 ER medium lasers.
2.
Yeah, but it's slow.
Twice as many.
It's so slow. You just ignore those.
It's like a 2-3.
It's 3-5.
It doesn't jump.
3-5-3.
Oh, it does. Okay.
Count yourself wrong.
Jumping 3 doesn't count to me.
There is one with an LB2, just for Dustin.
Ooh, spicy.
Hello, sniper.
LB2s reach 23 hexes, 24.
It's a long way.
It's far.
2 chances for that tack.
Nothing personal, kid.
Like the LB2 is so much better than just a regular AC2.
Yes, it is.
It is more than twice as good.
It is.
And you're splitting 2 damage and turning it into possibly 1.
Well, it's a -1 to hit on top of it.
Yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm. And extra range.
Yeah, and you're not going for damage with an AC2, so splitting it in half, like that's so much better. Yeah, it's way more than 2 times as good.
So yeah, I'm gonna go with just general Protomechs parentheses as my units you fell in love with this year. They're all my terrible, ugly children now. But all right, Dustin, what about you?
I've got a total goofball. So I discovered in my research for Sudden Assault the Komodo 2. I think, yeah, it's weird. It's kind of fast. It jumps. It does 550. It's got tag. And maybe ECM. Don't quote me. Remember, Dustin is wrong.
Yeah, just don't quote me in quotes, Dustin. Love it.
Yeah, no, it's weird mech. It's got a weird sculpt, but it's good. It's really good. I didn't really run anything new in Classic this year. I ran 2022 list again for the most part, so I didn't have any chances to fall in love with any new Classic Battletech mechs. That will change. We'll talk about that later, maybe. But yeah, the Komodo is a weird guy.
Sounds good. What about you, Denim?
I actually threw that Hammerhead into my campaign lists like quite a bit. I've used it a lot this year, and I knew it was good, but to actually use it and see it in action, it was just like I really, really like it. I like it so much.
When you want to be alive for a long time.
It is not a perfect mech, but it is such a good mech. It's such a fun mech to play. And it looks so good. Like the model looks amazing.
And then we're going to get a plastic one and possibly new variants.
Everybody who's put that Hammerhead on the table seems they love it. So
yeah, Hammerhead. It's a nice one. I mean, it was our Rec Guide top mech.
It was, which is why I'm like, well, do I do? But I liked it so much, like to actually use it a lot. And every single time it was fun.
All right, let's go top faction of the year. I feel like this is top genre in actual Spotify. So I think for me, I have to go with I never intended to go Word of Flake. Like when you're picking out units,
you were destined.
I feel like I was destined. Like, oh, you can't do this many, Adeptus Mechanicus. Just change it into Blake memes. Like, like you can't do that and not be like, oh, how does it start? Well, that's a sweet looking mech with a sword. Oh, 2 UAC 10s on the top. I'm into this. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
TSM, what's this? Hello. And then next thing you know, you're like, I guess I got a level 2 now. Got a choir over here. Yeah, so that's my top one of this year. I don't think I'm going to go like harder on them. Like, that's why I think
you're going to put them on the shelf for a little while.
I think I'm going to put them on the shelf. I think I'm not going to really like expand on them. That's the kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that Excalibur, the metal one I bought, kind of is just setting it up as the last thing to fit in for the year. And then we're going to get a plastic one anyway, so I'll put that in a new faction. What about you, Dustin?
I tried out Mercenaries for the first time this year. So I put my chainers, I'm trying not to call them a chain gang. It's fun to kind of, usually I like to take the lore that's given to me and explore that. With Mercenaries, you just kind of get to make up your own thing. But it was fun to sit back and kind of try to think of something other than skulls to paint on a mercenary mech, but I failed. I still painted skulls on mercenary mechs.
Those are nice looking skulls, though.
Thank you. But everybody puts skulls. I tried so hard. It's like, maybe wolves, but they're mercenaries and Clan Wolf. Maybe it's just like some abstract thing. And that's where the chains came from. And then we still put skulls on there. So, oh well. But yeah, it was fun. It's flexible. It's fun. It's head Kennedy. Let your imagination run wild. But yeah, my top faction was Mercenaries this year.
I wanted to do Mercenaries, but I ended up, because I had the plan in my head. I even started thinking of a cool like color schemes and stuff. But I ended up playing mostly Karita and Smoke Jaguar. And since there was a lot of cool Smoke Jaguar toys, I'm going to go with Smoke Jaguar for my top faction this year, because I actually bought more Smoke Jaguar stuff.
One faction for each hand. Then it was this, I'm a simple man. We have Smoke Jaguars and we have Draconis Combine.
And they both hate each other.
Oh yeah, well I always pick factions that are against each other, because it's how I grew up, where if I wanted to play a game with someone, I had to have all the pieces for both sides. So I didn't want to have two factions that were friends. Like any two factions I have fight against each other. So if you want to play, you can pick one or the other, and it's okay because they're all enemies. This is how it worked.
I mean, that's kind of how I go with the Comstar word of Blake. It's like the Groundskeeper Willie, like natural enemies.
Yeah.
Like they're natural enemies, like brothers and sisters.
So yeah, I'm gonna go with top faction was Smoke Jag, just because I spent the most money on it.
I'll take that as a criterion. Next wrapped is units you went out of your way to buy and you haven't used yet. This is like you added it to your liked playlist and you kept pressing skip.
Yep. I got one of those.
Yeah. We all got that one.
I have like extra layers of regret on mine, but anyways.
I try not to think of it as regret, more just like you haven't had the right opportunity yet.
Yeah, well, I don't regret my choice at all, but it's definitely, I look at it and I'm like, I will paint that later and I will put it on the table later. And I will get to it. Like, I still don't regret it. I'm still excited about it. I just haven't thrown it out there yet.
Is there like a German word for I remember the frame of mind I was in when I made the decision, so thus I do not regret it. However, with hindsight, it was the wrong choice.
I mean, I can guarantee, I have no idea. I can guarantee there is one, but I would have no idea what it is.
Well,
someone let us know, please, the word for what he's describing.
I guess I'll start with mine because I've gone into depth. I was pre-purchasing some stuff for Southern Assault, and at one point there was an iteration of my list that had Hetzers, and the new Hetzers are not out yet. So guess who bought two Hetzers? The old Hetzers.
By the time you get around to using them, the new ones will be out.
Oh, absolutely. They're primered. They're primed black, and that's probably as far as I'll ever go. Oh. So yeah, I definitely purchased those. Definitely will probably literally never use them. And, c'est la vie. You got to do what you got to do sometimes.
What about you, Denham?
Oh, I bought the 150 ton Omega because it is a Smoke Jag mech and it is still in package.
Oh,
right there.
No.
Still in package right here on my desk. I've been staring at it. Yeah, I know. And I look at it and I pet it. I'm like, yeah, you're coming out on the table. Yeah. Just not till next year. Because all the paints and glue and stuff, that's all packed away.
They got glue and paint at the store. You could
They could, yeah, I could totally bring that in and just do all the work to it there. I absolutely could, and it depends. Maybe I'll get overwhelmed this Christmas and I'll need to go escape, and I'll just take that, go to the store, and put it together.
You know
Who
what?
knows?
You bring it to the store to assemble. I'll bring my drill so we can magnetize it. How about that?
Oh, they've got a drill there, and I've got magnets. Oh no, packed them away. Damn it!
Got him.
Got him.
Anyway, Josh, what's yours?
Oh, now we want to know.
Yeah.
It would have to be between the Crimson Hawk and the Baboon, because I bought them separately. Like, I paid separately for a Baboon and shipping.
You bought a baboon?
I bought a Baboon. I already had a Baboon, and I was like, oh man, I really have a Baboon thing right now. I'm gonna buy a second Baboon. Yeah, Justin's just put his head like into his hand on the desk, and it's like,
I don't think anybody's ever painted a baboon. Is there a painted baboon out there?
I think so, because one of the guys from the store, Luke, I believe, got a baboon twice for the blind box, and it didn't last 2 turns either time. but he liked it so much, so I'm betting that he has painted one.
I haven't ran it on the table. I've ran it in Mega Mech against you, Denim.
Yeah,
and
that was great. It worked about the same as Luke's did.
All right. There. Are you ready for this? On Camo Specs Online, there are 0 painted new baboons. There's the old sculpts.
Yeah.
The Howler 2. There's 2 of those. Let's see. One was painted in 2013 and the other one was painted in 2005.
Because I believe your baboon fired 1 round of smoke and then it got its torso critted and all the weapons were gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even the Camo Specs guys don't paint baboons. At least not the new ones.
Yeah. So the fact that I already had one and somehow was like, I need a second one.
Hey, at least you didn't buy old Hetzers. New sculpts on the ways.
Yeah. 2024, big baboon year. Said no one ever.
Ever.
All right. Let's move on. This would be best album, I feel like. This is top list or Lance that you've like either fell in love with for this year or just like keep bringing it back to the table. For me, I just have to shout out the Triangle Tournament list because Dustin, that was 7,500, right?
Yeah.
Somehow I was able to squeeze 5 mechs into that. Don't know how, but I did, and it just was like, this is as good as it gets for me. That was a Legacy 03, a Greyhound 18. So like, you're already up in my like favorite list section. The Exterminator 7X, the like jumps and like XXXL engine.
Yeah, like overheats if it thinks about firing a weapon.
Capable of producing 70
Yeah, it's got coolant
something.
pods. Yeah. has stealth armor, so that's 10 more heat.
Mm-hmm. Yep. An Oscout, of course, and then a Night Sky. And I was just like, the KDR for that list in that tournament was just absurd. Like I think I lost 1 mech in the 3 games, if I remember correctly. I'm probably remembering better, like rose tinted glasses it, but I was just like, more of my guys should be dying in this, like than actually were.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my like, okay, I would run that again, like in a Pinks scenario, like lose my list kind of thing. Like, I'd run this list. What about you, Dustin?
It's the same theme. I'm going to go with the same thing I did in 2022 because I recycled my list this year, but it was that Trebuchet 9N, that King Crab 011, and the Hunchback C, and like a Mercury, and usually one other thing. Just kind of, that was the core 4 were in there, and then the 5th was, I was always playing around with that BV. But yeah, mostly the same this year. I didn't get a lot of time to come up with new ideas as far as classic goes this year. Alpha Strike wasn't super into my list. It was fine.
It happens.
Whatever. Yeah, so that was my top list this year. You have any preferences for your list this year, Denim?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I have my go-to 7500 list, which was the basis of the mercenary group that I've been playing the Battletech RPG with for 30 some odd years.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, upgraded mechs for Il Clan, of course, but the same pilots. So it was like the Catapult C6. That's the one with the 2 plasma rifles in the right arm and nothing but case in the left torso. It's kind of weird. That's piloted by Mike Matrosky. We've got the Rifleman 9T. That's the one with the stealth armor and the light autocannons firing precision rounds. So it hides up on a hill, kind of cloaks and shoots the fast light mechs from far away. That's piloted by Dan Disaster Haslett. The Spider SDR 7K. That's the one with the 2 medium pulse lasers. This is the one that jumps 8, not the one that jumps 10. But it doesn't have, it's got a light fusion engine and all its weapons are in the torso, so it can lose like a whole torso and still be totally combat effective. And that one is piloted by Mike Mostly Brock Hardman. And then, of course, we've got the Shadowhawk SHD 8L. That was the one that you thought was going to be my favorite mech. It is. It's got the active probe, the ECM in the left arm. It has that medium VSP laser for 9 damage with a -3 at 2 X's. And then it's got the plasma rifle and the MML5, which I have loaded with SRMs and Inferno SRMs, and that is piloted by me. And then as an auxiliary, I have the Shylone air support, which is piloted by Cordis Neutrino Hardman. So, anytime we have any BSPs, that's the guy flying overhead. But that Lance has done amazingly well over the last year. So I'm always trying to tweak it with new mechs that are coming out. So you'll see a few changes here and there. But that is my favorite list of this past year, hands down.
Okay. I have nothing to say about all those.
Nothing.
Look, I play this game a lot, all right?
I know. I was like, I'm gonna just hold all of my comments for those, full names. Might as well just have social security numbers attached.
I mean, I have dog tags made for some of these people.
I know. I was like, someone's written backstory and lore and fan fiction.
1000%.
Yeah. We're just gonna move on. Worst unit, the unit that would go straight to the dumpster. That you took. You were like, never again. This is the one that you like added to your playlist and just took off after listening to it 2 or 3 times. You're like, this was a mistake.
Anything I put out on the table and then Josh pulls out 2, I'm like, oh, that's it, off the dumpster.
I mean, I know for me, mine is the Stormcrow. Just any variant of the Stormcrow. I try loving them. They never do it for me. And it's like, they're such a like, I don't want to say ununique. They just exist in my list. Like, they don't bring the weird, fun stuff that I like. Normally, they get an arm blown off, and it's like, cool, there's 50% of your weapons gone immediately. Yeah, that's me. Like, the Stormcrow, I try. They normally die first. They don't do anything big before they go either.
I think if we're going with that, it's like, I think it's like the Uller. The Uller just doesn't ever work for me, no matter what variant I try.
Yeah, the Uller is rough. Just
it's
the
not.
Fox
It's not
needs
good.
Help.
Yeah,
that poor thing.
Anytime I see an Uller, I'm just like, I'm gonna put you out of your misery now.
Gonna put this Kit Fox down right now.
Because it's not hard to do.
No, it's not. He's too slow. He's too slow.
Got too little armor. Sure, one of the variants has an ERPPC. He won't last 2 turns if you shoot anything at him.
The problem, of course, the problem with the Kit Fox is that he folds to anything that's quick that runs out into the backfield to kill it. It's over. Game over. Sorry, little Kit Fox. For me, I put some Typhoons on the table this year, and it was just whatever. It was just another gun box on wheels. So I guess that kind of went straight to the dumpster because, like I said, put them in the list once, moved on. Nothing special there. Just didn't connect on a spiritual level with that vehicle.
It's okay. It hurts, but it's true.
It is. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. Everybody had the best intentions, thought it was a good match, but there was just no je ne sais quoi. There was no zhuzh. There was no fire. No, yeah. So,
all right, we'll switch this up to a high note. Favorite weapon of the year. This is like not even like favorite song. This is
so easy.
Favorite chorus or like favorite line of any of your songs. The one you put it on loop and you just loop that one section.
You say it's the meme with the monkey. He's got the earbuds in, the Walkman. Yeah, just like play that part again. Oh yeah, absolutely.
For me, I want to say ATMs.
ATMs are good. They've got that built-in Artemis. They're kind of weird in that they do all of their damage in groups of 5, no matter what variant you're firing. But it's a good, solid, dependable weapon.
ATMs, you just get to switch to the answer. You have the answer in long range. You have the answer in medium range. You have the answer in short range.
I mean, the only answer is ever going to be short range. But it felt like every time I rolled ATMs, whichever the missile cluster size was, it was just like, give me max, and it was like, I'm getting you as close as you can get without your opponent calling you cheating.
Especially when you got like 2 racks of ATMs, you're like, oh, let me roll it up. Let me roll up on the cluster chart. That'll be 73 damage in groups of 5.
Damage. Yeah. If I were to skip one of them, it would be the standard one. I definitely like the long range ones, and I definitely like the high explosives. Yeah. And if I have enough slots, I'll add a standard. But that's the one. If I only have 2 slots, that's the one that goes away.
And there are a bunch of mechs with only 2 slots.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I that's interesting. I run the standards and the high explosives.
You're either pecking or you're gambling. Those, you got no options. There's no like, oh, this one's statistically the best one's. Like, if I wanted that, I would just take a bigger LRM launcher. Yeah.
Let me take the SRMs at medium range.
What about you, Dustin? What's your weapon of the year?
Oh, plasma rifle is the one that does damage and heat, right?
Yep, yeah, that's the one.
It's just so good. It's so good.
Well, it is. It is. It is.
I think it also helps that in the year of 2023, when I connected with my plasma rifles, I don't think I rolled less than a 3. So
for that extra heat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So like 4.
And then if you're shooting elementals or vehicles, it does 10 damage plus 2d6 added all together and divided up into groups of 5. It's an insane amount of damage on things that don't take heat damage, like normal heat damage.
Yeah.
It's crazy good.
Yeah, the plasma rifle, I think I ran it because it was, I think it's on that 011, the King Crab.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Because you got the rocket launcher, the plasma rifle, and the LB-20s. So that was kind of my taste test last year. And then I kind of leaned into that with that crab, that plasma crab this year. And I was just like, these things are great. There's a Calliope with one too. I love running that thing. It's just a good weapon. 10 damage, nothing to sneeze at. Yeah. Heat on top.
That favorite lance of mine has 3 plasma rifles and an MML with Infernos, and it works. It just does.
So very tasty weapon.
Yeah. I was going to say plasma rifle, but I saw that you wrote it down, so I switched to my second favorite weapon, which is 100% the Rack 5, specifically the 5. It is a good weapon. Use it a lot. Yep, you can fire it 1 to 6 shots. If it jams, you can unjam it. Mm-hmm. It comes with plenty of ammo. Now 5 is the sweet spot. Like, sure, you can fire 6, but 5 is the sweet spot because it's got the lowest jam per maximum output of damage.
It's the top of the curve.
And it works so well when you've got 20 rounds to a bin, so you can fire it 4 times per bin.
Nice.
That's really, really nice. So 2 tons gives you 8 turns of continuous firing of 5 rounds. Yeah, and it's not tough to unjam. It's like a gunnery +3 as long as you don't fire anything or run or jump. So it's not like impossible. You're not out of the fight. You're just out of the fight for 1 turn.
Yeah.
So no worse than overheating.
It's not that bad.
It's a good weapon, and Rack 5 firing at 5 averages 3, so that's 15 damage on average. So
it's a Gauss rifle spread around.
Yeah, so more tack chances, more headshot chances. It's fantastic. It does not hurt that the first time I took that Shadowhawk, that 5D, the first 2 rounds I was going crazy, so I fired 6 of them, and I hit with it 11s and 12s both times. So I was doing 30 points of damage per turn with just that one weapon.
That's pretty nice.
Plus the Shadowhawk's got the 2 medium lasers and that SRM4 streak, so it's just an insane amount of damage. If anyone has ever piloted a Shadowhawk, it goes from the original one that could barely do 19 if you got super lucky. Yeah, it's an incredible weapon. So that's mine.
We got top era of the year. So this was your favorite era that you were playing in this year?
Yeah. This has been my favorite era since 2019.
Yeah, I kind of figured this was the gimme. Like, this is the average. Like, oh, everyone. This is that, like, which players or listeners like you all listen in this area. And it's like, we all listen in the Ill Clan era.
We do.
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing since '86, but I am not your typical grognard. Succession wars are the best wars. I am Ill Clan. I love the Ill Clan stuff. Yeah, give me more of that.
I mean, you can pretty much take anything you want within reason.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want options.
Don't put them in a box.
That's right.
For me, it's because of the lore. I'm just hype. I got into Battletech lore. I got into Battletech way back in the day, MechWarrior 2, but it was just robots shooting at each other. So 2018, there were whispers of Ill Clan era. I was very excited. It was a very long and slow rollout, but I am happy to be fully playing in the era. So absolutely top era Ill Clan all the way. How about you, Josh? Are you going to 3 for 3S?
Yeah, I'm going to 3 for 3. All
right. Do you want to put your spin on it? Why do you like the Ill Clan?
Because I can take anything. Like, that's
okay. So you're with Denim on this one.
There's only like a few mechs that fully go extinct, and I'm like, yeah, I can justify this. You don't look at me like that, kind of things. Like, yes, it went extinct in the Dark Ages. Wow, big whoop. Okay,
I found one. So there.
I found one. There you go. I dug it up out of the lead. There was a pond. Went for a stroll. I found a dropship just floating out there with dead engines and all this stuff on it.
If we can find gladiators and salvage yards, we can find, really anything.
Yeah. Really. I left a clan Omni mech in the dirt.
He had to dig through all the baboons and howlers around it. Yeah.
Found a gargoyle under here.
All right. This one's kind of like my personal favorite is, what have you stared at on the store page? Like, when you go to Fortress Miniatures and Games, what unit are you looking at and you're wanting to buy and you haven't pulled the trigger on?
Oh man, I looked at that Omega for almost 5 seconds before I hit the buy.
This is when
if I see one, I just buy it. There's no staring at anything.
Such a weird answer for this question.
Well, you might as well answer it now.
It's the Southern Assault 2. We got those tokens. I didn't buy any more because I assumed we would get more, and we didn't. And now I'm like, shit, do I buy more of them? Maybe I have not purchased another baggie of those tokens. I still want to.
I'll do it.
Yeah, we'll get there. Maybe 2023 will be the...
Put it on your Christmas list, man. For me, like, every time I go to Fortress and I just search, I always end up going back to the Hollander. And I'm like...
The metal one?
There's only metal ones.
Oh,
I think there is only metal ones, yeah.
Yeah.
He says that like there's a plastic one. Like, I wouldn't have found that in my searches for Hollander. There's 2, and it's like, do I want the original OEM derpy? Like,
the 1993 one.
Yeah,
that's one I have. Yeah.
Or do I go for the Hollander 3, like the 40-ton? That really you just say it's a light mech, and it's like this thing only does like one thing, which is ballistic gun.
The angles were so thin, and the gun is so big and long. It was so hard to put together because we didn't have that quick set spray for the glue, and you had to hold it, and it would just tilt down. Yeah. It was horrible to put together.
Yeah, the number of like single gun mechs I have is too much, and I'm like, I don't need any more, but I'd really love to add to cart Hollander. So that's I keep looking at it, keep talking myself out of it. Maybe when I have the same amount of impulse that Denim has.
Yeah.
Here's one for our book club fans. Top book of the year.
Just one, Dustin. Just one.
Man, why you gotta do that to me?
Because I see the list of like 27 books on there. Just one.
All right. We're gonna go with Elements of Treason and Honor.
That's a good one.
Peter Cobb is. I love to hate him. He's. I don't know.
It's a good one. Yeah.
I don't like him, but I like him. What can I say? Yeah. And it was a good book. It was a good book. There are 3 on the list. I won't read them all out loud. There were lots of good books this year.
Like a normal Spotify rap. He doesn't, here's all the things we thought about adding. No, this is this. You know.
It's just one. So I did the coin flip in my head, a 3-sided coin flip, and I landed on Treason of Honor, the Elements of Treason and Honor. So that was it. How about you guys?
Denim, you?
I mean, I read a lot of books, but the one that I enjoyed reading the most, even though it seems a bit weird, it's a compilation book. It's the Marauder book. I read it at the right time, and I was thoroughly entertained by those stories. I have been looking for those stories individually, for a couple of years, really, and then they came out with it all in one little book, and I'm like, this is perfect. And I read it, and it was super enjoyable. I'm really glad I did it. I liked it.
Josh, did you read a book this year?
Can I say the Alpha Strike, 6th edition rulebook? Is that legal for mine?
Is that count yet?
It doesn't count. It's a book.
Yeah.
Fluff only, sir.
Fluff only? Oh, Lord. I know this is when I do, I think the only thing I've read, cover to cover would be Children of Korinsky, and I don't want to say I liked that either, and I don't even know if that was this year.
What was that anthology? The
Legacy? That was definitely that was definitely not this year. That was definitely at least
but that was a fantastic book too.
Yeah.
I loved that.
Yeah.
Josh spent the whole year talking about loading cluster munitions into an artillery gun and shooting elementals with it.
Yeah. I think about that regularly.
Just live that moment over and over again.
I'm not done with it. Yeah, no. I'm not done with it, but Isle of the Blessed, I'm enjoying that a lot.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, you got a couple days before the end of the year. Finish it up.
I will be on vacation. So you know what? Maybe that'll be my goal for this vacation, because I started it last vacation.
And it looks like we got a wild card question, a freebie, the middle space on your bingo card this year for 2023 Wrapped. Your favorite thing about the year.
Category is open. And I have to still think of mine, because I was thinking about everything else. So I'm going to just throw it to you guys. Dustin, what was your favorite identifiable data metric for Battletech?
It's really funny because it's not something I thought about. The whole year went by and I was like, what was my favorite thing about Battletech? Not a thought that entered my head, but then you posed the question and I was like, dice. It was the dice. So this year, Fortress Miniatures and Games had 2 new flavors of dice. So that was 4 dice total, 2 pairs. We had a transparent teal-ish, like a seafoam green kind of pair.
It is a pretty one. Yeah.
Chef's kiss. And the blue and black marbled Fortress Miniatures and Games dice. And I was able to get in pretty early in the prize line and snatch some Thunderhead dice. I was very
those purple
envious.
Ones?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, they're great.
There was some, and the Renegade HPG had sent in some dice too. So I got 4 new sets of branded dice this year, and that was the highlight. So I love my pairs of dice. I love, you're rolling those SRM6s, those LRMs, you find in locations, LB20s, whatever. I love matching sets of dice, and I got many, many more of them this year. So honestly, Math Rocks highlight 2023.
Fantastic. I've got a super short attention span, so trying to think of the whole year, I'm sure there's stuff that I've missed. But my most recent happy thought for Battletech is I was drinking some mulled wine out of my Corita mug, and it just felt right. Just sitting there with that brand new, the red and black Karita mug with the mulled wine. It was a very nice, lovely experience, and I felt happy and relaxed and full of BattleTech cheer. So that's mine because it was the most recent.
It warms my heart too. It does sound like a pleasant experience. It's the little things in life.
It is.
My favorite thing this year would have to be swag.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's kind of like yours, Dustin.
Sure.
But it's like swag that I've done, or like what have I done? And it's like I probably got patches made.
Patches? Those sexy patches.
Those are sexy patches. I was like, you know what? We're gonna get real good patches, and I'm gonna buy a bunch of them and hand them out at Southern Assault. And I did. And I gave Rob at Fortress Miniatures some. So they're on the store. So if you're listening to this and you also want a Mech Bay patch, which is just our logo in patch form.
And they're iron-on patches?
Yeah, they're just iron-on patches. I got them like ready to go. So yeah, that's and normally I do stickers and I just hand those out. I was like, no, we're better than just stickers. We're patches.
I mean, stickers are awesome too. I'm not going to say no to more stickers.
Oh no, like
are we going to also talk about any other swag we're doing that hasn't arrived yet?
Hey, our stickers were nice too. I
love our stickers.
I put a lot of stickers on the back of my car, and of all the swag stickers, a lot of them are not rated for ultraviolet light fastness. Ours is.
Nice.
Ours is wildly durable. Like I've had really mine on my water bottle, and it's like that and the MRC stickers I have just still standing strong.
I'll for reference, I'll take a photo. I'll put it on the Discord, and y'all can look at there's Unicorn Company sticker, Fortress Miniatures and Games stickers, and they've all really haven't held up to the. I put them outside; they're in the elements, so we're rough on them. But Mech Bay Podcast sticker holds up great. But yeah, swag. It was a swaggy year.
It was a swaggy year, and I like swag. And I think Denim has the like semi-announcement. It's not there yet, but it's Santa Claus is bringing it.
It may come as early as tomorrow. Like that's the awesome.
Oh really?
Yeah, like that soon. As early as tomorrow, we may actually have the official Mech Bay dice.
Oh
yeah!
And right if they come tomorrow, and then you'll be at the store tomorrow, and then I can.
That is true.
It could make 2023 the best year ever.
It could.
All right. Don't break my heart, Santa Claus. That was good.
Right. I'll be staring at the front door all day long.
I have to get them pre-rolling approved by a priest before I can, let them out into the wild though. Like they have to be blessed.
Blessed by Blake.
The chants will yeah.
I have to do the saltwater bath to see which ones go on sixes, then I have to separate those and like whittle them down.
Steal them
like,
all for yourself. I get it. Yeah.
One pair like rolled 6 6s in a row, and it's like, yeah, I'll take that pair. Is that cheating, or is that just getting the luckiest pair out?
The fact that you have to ask if that's cheating just tells everybody everything.
Yes. The answer is yes.
Flush them down the toilet.
Quick. Oh, they don't flush. Oh, no. They just float on top.
What is this, a Warhammer tournament?
Man, that one GIF. You got to think the people who didn't know, they're like, what's this video? This like 4-second video of somebody flushing toilet.
Oh, I had questions. People came over to me like, you know about stuff like this. I'm like, what, Math Rocks? He's like, this stuff, this
what
you're a nerd. Like, yeah, I know what's going on, but now I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah. If anyone didn't know, someone at a Warhammer tournament had a pair of the loaded dice, and it's like this pair always rolls. This one always rolls 6, and this one always rolls 1. And they were like, after like so many games, they were like semi-accused of cheating, and they were like, "Can I roll this?" And they're like, "No." And they're like, gets the TO over. He disappears, goes to the bathroom, comes back, and he's like, "Hey, I need to see those dice." And they're like, "What dice? I don't have them anymore."
I don't have any dice.
And someone like comes out of the bathroom like, "Hey, there's some dice in the toilet, and they don't go down."
The air bubbles in the dice make them float.
Yeah, because they're weighted already.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It was bad.
But no, we will have normal Chess X grade T6s for all your clicky clack needs. soon,
Yeah.
hopefully.
They look good. They look so good.
It's going to be dope.
Yep.
So, yeah,
All right.
more swag, more fun. 2023, Battletech HPG Wrapped.
It's a good year.
It's a good
Yeah.
year. It's
You
always
can't
a
wait
good
for-
year.
Can't
always a
wait
good
for
year.
all the 2024 loot, though. Really can't.
Oh, all that plastic loot.
You know what I just thought? 2024 is 1 year away from 2025, which is a quarter of a century into the new century. How's that
true.
make you feel?
Bro, why you got to make me
2024,
feel
though,
old?
Is the 40th anniversary of BattleTech. So there's new colors for the boxes. They're re-releasing the box sets with the new 40th anniversary colors.
that in
There's
the news
t-shirts.
section.
There's all
Bonus
kinds of
news.
cool stuff. New
Yes.
shirts.
It's
So
gonna be beautiful.
it's going to be a big year for BattleTech. I'm excited.
I think that's it for Battletech Wrap. Before I leave you, I just want to mention that I have gone to Sarna Wiki 2,900 times this year and Master Unit List 3,700 times in just the last 3 months. We hit that overflow for the history boys. But if you have any fun Battletech statistics and analytics for 2023, let us know, and we might talk about them on the next episode. So you can do that by sending an email or message to themechbaypodcast@gmail.com. But you can add ease, Mechwarriors, because this marks another year of salvage write-offs, medbay insurance premiums, and Aztec training videos. Thanks for joining us as we wrap it all up. We will catch you next year.